evolve to your full potential. And what is your full potential? Because, we get programmed in society to think that, being rich, having a lot of friends, all these things, we get programmed by society telling us what, a high value person is, or a successful person is, or whatever society dictates you should achieve, a big house, blah 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 blah. um, it's not the definition of your highest potential, okay? So society has certain expectations, so we call this one society. So society, okay. And society is based on images. Programming. Okay. And these people are stuck in the physical realm. They perceive reality from this place. Okay. And therefore, a person with a nice car, a lot of girls, okay, a lot of money, is, for their perspective, successful. And I'm not saying anything bad about this, huh? It's just the way it is. And if you have that stuff, it's nice. I like money, I like girls, I like all that stuff as well. But we have to clear up a lot of illusion here, okay? Because reality, which is not society, but reality, is frequency, okay? And what truly is happening is this. This is reality, okay? These people have an aura. They are a vibration, okay? This person has also a vibration. These girls also have a vibration, okay? And these things are just a reflection on the attunement, okay? Attunement. This one is attuned to abundance. And that's because of its self-image. Self-image, routines, thoughts. And we perceive this person, okay, this one is doing better than others, so this frequency is better than others. And this is true on a society level, okay? Because these people all think that they truly want this and that it's their own thought. These are their own thoughts, okay? But what's actually happening, all these people are stuck in a vibration that's affecting each other. And it controls what they want. So they want what he has, but it's not their own thought. It's the vibration in which they are stuck. It's the vibration they have been programmed with by people who have this stuff, who have the money, who have the leverage to continue this cycle, because what they actually want is to feed on your energy, okay? They feed on your attention, they feed on your frequency. And they are actually, the real game, what is actually happening, they are raising their energy with your attention, okay? They have stuff you want, you give them attention, and it raises their energy. It raises their energy. Okay. And they use this energy, they use this money to keep the programming. So you keep on thinking, because you're stuck in this group energy, that you keep on thinking that you want things or that you like this person. But it's actually this perpetual loop of media forced upon the masses that programs the unconscious mind. So they keep on giving their life force, their life energy, their attention to the same individual, which keeps an artificial high vibration for the people with low values. And because the group thinkers aren't capable of perceiving this vibrational reality, they keep lowering their energy. They keep on taking actions that lower their values. They keep on doing things that goes against what they feel is true, that goes against what they think how reality should be, within their values. So they adapt to the group thinking, okay? But the group thinking is a low frequency. It's a low frequency. And you want to get to a high frequency, okay? So I'm not saying that putting attention on successful individuals is wrong. If you learn, if you absorb, learn, and implement in your own unique way, okay? But what most people do, because they aren't capable of perceiving things on a vibrational perspective, they get sucked into the perspective loop, okay? And they become a slave of the energy. And this is not what you should do. You should go within the energy, understand what's happening, and then get out of the energy and integrate it in your own unique way and create your own energy loop in your own unique way, okay? And that's when you start to understand that life is an energy game evolving to your full potential. That's the point. Your full potential is when you are operating from high leverage actions while attuned to your unique frequency, okay? So we are born here, and most people end up here because they get stuck in the energy frequency of society, okay? And this keeps them in a perpetual loop of short high dopamine highs. So alcohol, party, toxic people, toxic relationships, work they don't care about just to earn money, fear of no money, fear of the news, fear of whatever. And then they end up here, always stuck in this frequency, always stuck in this perspective, always stuck in the reptilian brain until they die. Never capable of creating more awareness from their never able to perceive life with more depth. Therefore, understanding the highest leverage actions they need to take, the highest levels routines they need to create a different reality. You can only start to perceive a higher level of awareness here in nature, okay? Where your soul is. Here is your soul. It does not care about money. Your soul cares about changing this world in your own unique way, okay? So what you want to do is get to nature, not earn money for a while, create awareness. Let your unconscious mind start to perceive reality from a higher frequency. Start to understand that you can only be happy when you change the world in your own unique way. Okay? Sharing your unique energy from your unique perspective while being free, while being location independent, which what I am doing currently, okay? I will keep on making these videos over and over, these habits will get locked into my unconscious mind. Okay, they will become automatic, and I'm changing this world in my own unique way by sharing my awareness. Okay, the things I'm saying I'm only capable of saying because I have broken free from the matrix. I've been living as a digital nomad over the whole world, and that's why I can perceive reality from a very different angle. I've been using supplements that allowed me to operate more from my neocortex, from my bigger part of my brain, and therefore I can make it very visual now with the iPad, with the laptop, and share my vision of what's happening in my mind, because I can see life with a lot of depth, and therefore I can help you reach a higher timeline for yourself, because you are probably stuck here. Okay, you are stuck in a vibration that society forced upon you, and that forced you to operate within the rules of society that were not created to help you, but that were created to control you. Okay, so if you are brainwashed with the news every day that tells you that alcohol is good and that, you know, mushrooms are bad, you will always stay operating from the reptilian brain because you are scared of mushrooms and you think alcohol is good because it's legal, and therefore you stay operating from a low consciousness that's programmed. And if you would take the mushrooms, you would use more connections within the brain, and you would start to operate life with more depth, and you wouldn't be capable of being programmed anymore, and you will start to operate from your own unique energy, your own unique soul mission, and you would start breaking the system instead of helping the system. Okay, and this will put you in a situation where you will not earn money because you're creating awareness before you can create money. Okay, but the only place that gives you true fulfillment is here. Okay, operating from your unique energy, operating from your unique perspective, where you can change this world in your own unique way, and that can only be done with more brain connections. Okay, so you need to create a routine where you protect your energy of people who are stuck in this programmed energy. Okay, people who start rioting on the street about things happening in other countries. Okay, the people who take low leverage actions, who are not in control of their emotions. Okay, they are just a ball of energy which should be ignored at all times. Okay, you should not watch these people, you should not watch the news and care about what they care about, because they don't even understand why they care about these things. Okay, they are programmed. What you actually want to do is start to create awareness, go within, and start to focus on people who are capable of changing this world, absorbing their energy and integrating it in your own unique way. That's how you change this world. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to become the highest version of yourself, and that can only be done when you protect your energy from low consciousness people and starts to mix with high consciousness people. Okay, this is the awareness game. This is how you reach your full potential. But at the same time, when you are mixing with people who operate from a high level of power, high level of consciousness, the more power you have, the harder it becomes to control your values. And this is something that most people are not capable of grasping because they are never allowed to reach a higher level of power. Okay, but with power comes greater responsibility, and once your brain gets adapted to a level of dopamine you can access with a higher level of power, it becomes normalized. So your values lower, and your actions become towards more power. Okay, so if you're operating from low values and high consciousness, okay, you can be very effective, but at the same time you will start to operate from an ego place, and that's because you've reached a higher level of awareness without tuning to your soul, without tuning to the spiritual realms. Okay, and that's the biggest problem with society today. We have beings, things, people that are totally in control of demons, that are totally in control of evil spirits, of lower emotional things, and they have a very high level of awareness. They are very powerful, they can influence, but they are not operating from high values, they are not operating from their soul level, and therefore we live in a society that's controlled in a way where it's survivors of the fittest. Okay, that's why there's so many bad things happening in reality. People living without any money, people having no house, no freedom, all these things. It's not because there's not enough. It's not because there's lack. The money is wrongfully spent on things to keep a situation of power for the ones that are on top of the social ladder. Okay, they don't want souls to raise in their frequency. That's why we are bombarded with negative information, negative news. Prices are getting more expensive. All these things. It's just to attack you mentally, so you aren't capable of reaching this higher timeline. Okay, it's just to keep you in your low reptilian brain, so your awareness, your unconscious mind, your worldview, your self-image is not in control of yourself. People think the power is outside. No, the power is here on the inside. The vibration, the image, the reality you are attuned to, the perspective you are attuned to. Okay, the routines you are attuned to, you consciously chosen from your unique energy, your unique perspective, to change this world in your own unique way. That's the point. That's the whole point. Okay? But if you are stuck in these low vibrational timelines, you keep being controlled by advertising, the news, the money system, the energy of society. Okay? This is what most people are stuck in, the energy of society. They don't understand that they are not thinking for themselves. They are operating from the energy that's forced upon them. Okay, their perspective is not their own perspective. And this is what people cannot grasp. They think they make their own choices. They think the thing they get angry about is what they are getting angry about because they consciously choose to. But that's not true. Their energy controls their unconscious perspective, and that's because they are always stuck in this lower timeline where they are not in control of their own perspective. They are a minion of the system. Okay, they are a tool. They are not even human at this point. They are just a robot reacting to the energy it's operating in. It's an NPC. It has no conscious thinking for himself. Okay, the brain connections are not present. This became so obvious to me during the COVID times because people were following rules that didn't make any sense. Okay, they would take the injection. Didn't know anything about the injection, but because the television said it, because the doctor said it, they just took it. Okay, and now everyone regrets it after 2 or 3 years. Okay, and they were trying to make me take it and give me a bad feeling for not taking it. And I said, listen, you don't know anything about it. You're just listening to the news. You're just listening to the doctors, and they also do not know what they are talking about. They haven't done any Google research themselves. They didn't get any extra source of information about these things, and they just put it in their body. It's retarded. Okay, and then they tell me that I'm crazy for taking spiritual things that I do research about all the time. It's not because they have an opinion because of a lot of processing power in their brain. They are just repeating a program that's forced upon them by society. Okay, the same, you cannot, you have to keep distance 2 meters between everyone. It makes no sense. Put on the mouth cap. Okay, it makes no sense. You get less oxygen to your brain, to your body. Your immune system starts to operate on a lower state, and therefore you become more vulnerable. Okay. So putting the mouth mask on makes you sicker faster. Getting the injection lowers your immune system. It makes you sicker faster. And people say, no, you make protection. No, you just transform all your immune cells in one type of protection, and then your immune system isn't capable of adapting to a newer infection or a different way. It also creates inflammation and that kind of stuff. So you're actually lowering your immune system while there are airborne diseases. Okay, so People take action not based on conscious thinking. People take action on group thinking, okay? Group thinking. And once you truly start to understand this, that you are, the real game of life is trying to get conscious, trying to break free, trying to take back control over your perspective and energy. And that's the only way you take back control over your energy and perspective, is making more brain connections within your own frequency. And that can only be done when you stop being scared of things that increase the neocortex. Okay? And protect yourself from people, belief systems that have bad habits. So you can raise your inner image, so you can make brain connections on your unique frequency, so you can see the habits that need to be perfectionated, that need to be automated, that need to be done for a long period, so you can reach a new timeline, okay? Protect yourself from people who are stuck in the frequency, who are stuck in the matrix, that are living in an illusion of their own mind that's programmed into them, okay? Why I am in countries where I really like that I don't understand the language. So now I'm in Spain, for example, and people always tell me, why don't you learn Spanish? And I would like to learn Spanish, but at the same time, I also really like to not understand people when I walk on the street. And now let me tell you exactly why. So people have an energy, okay? And most people, 95% of people, are in a low level of consciousness, okay? Consciousness. There's very little individual thinking happening, okay? They are just operating from the vibration of the environment. So everything they are saying are belief systems that are not beneficial. They keep them in the timeline, in the place in which they are living, okay? Belief systems are just images that are shared through communication, okay? And this programs each other's unconscious vision, perspective. Okay, so you have people who share their words. These words are connected to visions, unconscious visions, images. When people communicate, they share images to each other's unconscious mind, okay? But they also share limited beliefs. So if you go to the school system and you say, I want to be rich, I want to be famous, whatever, they will share back an image to you that reflects their inner state in an image, and they will say that's not possible. You're living in your imagination, you're living in your dream world. Oh, you want to be free, travel the world? Good luck getting millionaire. Good luck winning the lottery so you can be free. These are all belief systems not connected to facts. It just reflects their level of consciousness, okay? If you make $1,000 a month remotely, you are already free. You don't need to be a millionaire, you don't need to win the lottery, okay? This is a new image I'm putting in your mind, a new vibration I'm putting in your mind, a new energy, a way of perceiving life in a way where you start to understand, wait, I can reach freedom way faster than I realized. I'm just a few brain connections away of, finding the right company to collaborate with, so I can make $1,000 a month, and then I can be living in a different country within, a few weeks. If you take the right steps, if you click in the link below in the bio, everything you need. These awareness is the real key. People think, oh, I need to make a lot of money to reach the timeline I need to reach to achieve my dream. No, you need awareness. Understanding, okay? And one of the reasons I like being in a country where I don't understand people, because I am protected for these belief systems. I am protected for these images. These limited beliefs cannot affect me because I don't understand their words, okay? My mind is safe in a country where I don't understand the language. I'm also alone a lot, okay? That does not mean I don't like people or whatever. I like people a lot. I'm very good at communicating. I've always earned my money in sales. But I also highly value my alone time. I highly value being in my own frequency, operating within my own belief system, okay? Because my belief system is positive. I am happy when I am alone. I don't need other people to feel happy. So a lot of people who are not in control of their own belief systems, of their own emotions, they need other people to feel happy. They need other belief systems to feel happy. I notice when I'm talking to people, when I'm mixing with people, they get happier when they mix with me. And I get more anxious and I get more on a lower frequency. So for me, it's not really a win-win situation when I'm mixing with people. Only when people are part of my goal, I am willing to lower my frequency to match their energy, okay? So for me, being alone is a win situation. Me mixing with people is most of the time not always a win-win situation, because I've reached a level of consciousness, a level of perceiving life with a certain level of depth, that people that are operating from a low level of depth aren't really satisfying to talk with, you know, unless I'm physically attracted. But that's, you know, also coming from my reptilian brain. So the only reason most of the time I'm connecting with humans is, you know, when I'm, you know, physically attracted, or I believe they are part of my long-term goal. Besides that, it's not really beneficial for me to mix. I'd rather be alone, walk in nature, travel the world and see different places. And, you know, this may sound very harsh for most people, but it's reality. And you will start to perceive reality more from my vision once you start to fully enjoy your own presence. Start to fully enjoy operating from a reality where you can see life with more depth, okay? It truly gives me joy making these videos, sharing what's happening in my mind to shift the perspective. So evolving to your full potential is really, you know, reaching your unique frequency. Create habits from your unique frequency by seeing your timeline, seeing the long-term vision, how you can make this world a better place, okay? And then walking the path. Walking the path, moving to that reality. And that's what I'm doing right now. It took me a very, 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 very long time to figure myself out, to figure out who I am, what I am, my authentic self, while also gathering skills so I can walk this path, okay? I had to walk a very long road to get myself here, for at some point to get myself here, okay? And most people, they get stuck. They get stuck in the energy loop, and it's not because they're stupid, it's because they are unaware of the belief systems they keep on mixing in, because they are stuck in the money system there and they have to pay rent, and therefore they keep on mixing with colleagues, toxic friends, toxic people, that and absorb their belief systems, and therefore they are never capable of reaching their own unique frequency. Therefore they are never capable of reaching their true potential, okay? And what you actually want to do is first go to nature. It all starts with nature, okay? Then create a clear image. Write it on a goal card, whatever, or start journaling, or start sketching like I'm doing right now. And then from that you will start to follow your feelings, okay? You have to first attune yourself to a new reality. Then you will start to mix with successful entrepreneurs, successful people who are part of the puzzle pieces, so you can evolve in your full potential. And your full potential is not per definition rich. Your full potential is a person that has the habits of becoming rich, okay? But if these habits are not connected to your soul mission, you will always feel unfulfilled. So you will be an unfulfilled rich person, okay? You want to connect with habits, making this world a better place in your own unique way, while being capable of making money with it. That's your soul mission, okay? Making this world a better place in your own unique way, from your unique perspective, sharing, creating, and creating something new. That's the point, okay? So if you need any help getting in your unique frequency, getting closer to yourself, understanding, okay, why am I here on earth, understanding the stuff I'm saying, you can click on the link down below. Everything you need to create a new reality, to attune to your unique frequency. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, if you have any question or want me to make a video about a certain topic, you can just put it in the comments, and then I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.